5 simple steps to write amazing emails that get sales. To open or not to open, that is the question. Okay, when we send out emails, we need to make money, so we need to do it right. We need to get people engaged, kind of like I'd love to have you engaged now by hitting that subscribe button below and ringing the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified every single time I do a new video. Now in this video I want to walk you through the things you can actually do to write amazing emails and get results and get clicks and get more sales. Let's face it, if they don't open our emails, they don't click on our emails, we don't do too well. But if they do, we can increase our paycheck every single day. So let's get right into it right now. Number 1 is your subject line. Nothing is more important than a subject line on your emails, because let's face it, if you don't have a good subject line, guess what doesn't happen? They don't open your email. If they don't open your email, they can't click, they can't see your sales page, nothing ever happens. They can't opt in, nothing happens. So that subject line is so very important. I think a lot of people get tripped up on subject lines because they think the thing they should put in the subject line is the subject of the email. Nothing could be further from the truth. That's not what we want to put in the subject line. We want to create curiosity so that they actually click and open that email. Now I'm going to put a few examples up on the screen here real quick. Check out the first one here. Jerry recommended I get in touch with you. Okay, what does that tell you about the email? Not a whole lot, right? Next one is ideas for, and you can put anything you want in there, anything that's important to them. Ideas for stocking up on foods, ideas for getting in better shape, ideas for whatever it is. Next one I've got here is question about, and then we put a recent trigger event there. Maybe they went to our sales page, maybe they attended our webinar, whatever it was. We want to put that in there. Thoughts about, and then put a title of a blog post. You could put one of your blog posts in there, or maybe one they just read. Have you considered, and then we put a thought or a recommendation in there, so we could put something in there. Have you considered getting survival food at half price? Right, so we have survival food and we actually have sales on it, and we want to let them know about it. Okay, now what you put in your title is important, but also what you don't put in your title is important too. So I want to put some of the spammy words that we see in titles that don't do too well, that can actually land your email in the spam folder. Things like final or reminder or sale or tempting specials, and I see these in emails all the time. Complimentary, help, donation, don't, exciting, unique, discount, solution, partner, state of the art. All of these things are kind of spammy, and they're going to hurt your open rate, they're going to hurt your sales, and they could land your emails in the spam folder. The one thing I'll tell you to do that a lot of people don't do is split test. When you're sending out an email, you can take 500 of your people on your list and send them one title and the other 500 another title. Don't change anything else in the email, okay? Because all we want to do is test one variable at a time. Whichever email gets the better open rate, then we can send it to the rest of our list, but do that test up front first. Number 2, the opening line. What is your opening line in your email? We got to grab them immediately with that opening line. Let's check out some of the ones that work really well. I noticed you, and then we could put somebody's name here, mutual connection, mentioned. The next one here is I saw that we both. I love your post on whatever it was. Congratulations on your new, maybe it's your child, it's your new job, it's your new home, something along those lines. The next part we come to is the copy of the body. Okay, what are we putting in the body of that email? That's really important. One thing I'll add to this part here is that make sure you have a font that's big enough. We have a default within Kartra, and I highly recommend Kartra. If you don't have Kartra, it's the best email provider. There's a link below, you can watch a video on it, and you can get it for a trial for only $1. Okay, there's my little commercial for Kartra. But it defaults when I do an email to 16 point. I always bump it up to 20, and the reason I bump it up to 20 is because that's a little bit small for some people. Now if that font is a little bit bigger for all people, it doesn't offend the people that they don't need the bigger font, but the people who do need that bigger font really appreciate it, and you'll have more people read to the end of your email with that bigger font. Now here's some more ideas you can put in your email, some sentences that you can change around. I'll put them up on the screen here real quick. How, if all, would you like to improve your strategy? Is benefit to them a priority for you right now? So that could be, is weight loss a priority for you right now? Is stopping biting your fingernails a priority to you right now? Next one here, do you have unanswered questions about, and you can put what it is. Are you after a lifestyle business or world domination? That's a pretty good one. Are you alone on this? Has it always been this way? Would it be nice, or does it have to happen? What would you do if you were me? Was this all your idea? Okay, and then after we've written the body of our email, make sure you have enough call to actions in there. I like to put 2 to 3 at least in every single email, so they have a lot of opportunities. You want to put the first call to action above the fold. Super important that you do that. See, here's the point: 85% of the people never scroll. So if you don't have a call to action above the fold, a place they can click, then of course you're going to lose 85% of the people because they don't scroll. And if yours is below that fold, below where they can see, then you're not going to get these customers. So make sure you put one at the beginning of your email. Then you could put a couple more throughout your email, maybe one at the end. Now you probably want to put something at the end that's going to get a response from the customer. Let me put a few suggestions up on the screen here real quick. Do you have time on your calendar to discuss, okay, whatever it is? Have you given any additional thought to the proposal? Let me know what makes sense as a next step, if any. Do you have 10 minutes to catch up tomorrow? Does it make sense for us to talk? If not, who is the best person for me to talk to? Do you have more questions I can clear up? Would you like to take advantage of a huge discount now? I like this one here. If you aren't interested, do I have permission to close your file? That's kind of interesting. Now the next thing is the signature. I think it's really important that all emails come from a person, and I didn't say that in the beginning, but the email that goes out to your customer, don't have it come from, you know, info@abccompany.com. It should come from Bob or Tom or Jenny or whoever it is. It should be a personal email, and then the signature makes more sense at the end. At the end of the email you can actually put your name there. I like to put cheers JR at the end of my email, but you got to have a real person. Please try to connect a real person. No matter how big your business is, no matter how small it is, people want to connect with people. Let me put another couple suggestions up on the screen for you. You want to keep it short, simple, professional, and on brand. You do want to include a phone number for contact purposes. Some people like to call in. We don't have that many people call in, but I tell you what, it's helpful. You can include a link to your online profile of your choice if you want. That's a good way to build your audience there. I would avoid doing too many images and quotes, stuff like that. Now we'll generally put an image in the middle of our email, one image, and it's usually an image of a video or maybe a thumbnail from a video we just put up. Sometimes if it's products, like with our survival food company, we may have a picture of those products right there. But bottom line, having all those things helps a lot. Now the last part, and I've already given you 5, but I got to give you this bonus. I got to give it to you. Have a PS at the bottom of your email, and in that PS make sure you have a place they can click and go to your offer, whatever it is. If it's a download, if it's an opt-in, if it's a purchase, whatever it is. And here's why. There are those people, as soon as they get an email, they just scroll to the bottom because they think whatever it is you're going to ask them will be at the bottom of the email. If you have a PS down there, and I've seen people do PS, I've seen people do PSS and PSSS, you know, they'll have like 3 of them there, but I think one's sufficient. But if you have a link there, you're also going to pick up all those people who don't read your email. They just scroll all the way to the bottom and click and see what you have to offer, because there is a portion of the audience that always does that. The other thing I'll tell you is have a good email provider. There's so many email providers out there. I know we had Infusionsoft for a long time, and just switching over to Kartra, our sales went up. They just switching over, and the reason was the deliverability of that email provider was much lower. Kartra is much better. I would also suggest that you get Kartra. I am an affiliate for Kartra, but if you look in the description below, I have a link there. You can click that link and watch a free video, and you'll see all the things it does. And the cool thing about Kartra is it not only does your emails, but it has the automations in there. It has places in there you can upload videos. It has sales pages. It's got everything. It's got everything you need. Just get rid of all the other stuff you have. I got rid of 8 pieces of software when I got Kartra. Seriously, 8 pieces of software, and that was a lot of money because I was paying all those companies, and I no longer pay all those companies. I get to keep the money, which is much nicer. So you do want to check out Kartra. The last thing I'll leave you with is you need to email frequently. Frequently. If you email once or twice a month, your odds of people unsubscribing are much greater than if you email once or twice a week. Believe it or not. Yeah, I used to think if I emailed too often, people would unsubscribe, but it's just the opposite. If you don't email them often enough, they're going to unsubscribe when you do email them, because they're like, oh, I never get hardly anything from this, I'm just going to unsubscribe. But if they're getting good information and you're sending out good specials or offers, you know, every single week, they're going to stay on your list. They're going to want to stay on your list. But if you don't do that, if you trip up and don't do that, it's going to hurt you overall. So make sure you're emailing often. Okay. I recommend an email a day. If you're having specials and you have a special that's closing out, you may want to email them 2 or 3 times that day to remind them that it's going away. So make sure you do that too, but also provide value. Make sure you have some content emails too. So those are the steps that I think could get you better results. In fact, I know they can get you better results, but you got to apply them. Super important that you do that. You got to apply them. Now, if you want more training, I do have a course below. It's a $97 course. You can get it absolutely free. All you have to do is click the link and learn. It's down in the description below. Any of the products that I use, I also put links below. There's some Amazon links down there if you're interested in what type of cameras I use and lighting and all those good things. You'll find links below for all of those things also. I really appreciate you watching this video. It is important that you subscribe though. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. If it's red, you need to click it, turn it gray. That's what you need to do. I also would appreciate a thumbs up. That really helps the algorithm. So if you give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And don't forget, ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified every single time I go live or I upload one of these videos. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.